Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It is Friday, November 6th, 2015. For the second day in a row, Ben Carson is at the top of headlines for CNN. Today's headline is this: Ben Carson on questions about his past. Bunch of lies. If you read the article, it's Ben Carson saying that the mainstream media are liars trying to distort his past. What I want to do in this video is I want to elaborate on my findings yesterday. Yesterday I showed how Ben Carson's history appears to be a contrived, falsified history by the numbers, which is a Masonic principle, creating history, falsifying history by the numbers. What I'm about to reveal about Ben Carson is not unique to him. It is a common theme in these Masonic people in high places. If you missed my video on Ben Carson yesterday, please remember this. He attended Yale University, home of Skull and Bones, the elite secret society that many people in high places are a part of. Yale is in New Haven, Connecticut, where the Bush dynasty is from. After Yale, he supposedly attended University of Michigan, also the state that he supposedly grew up in, where he got his medical degree. What you should know is that Ben Carson's currently 64 years old. This is a special number in black history. The Civil Rights Act happened in the year 64. Civil rights in gematria equals 64. They say Ben Carson's a neurosurgeon, having gematria of 64. Also, Obama, the first black president elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act as the 44th president, has name gematria of 64. And I've always suspected that Barack Hussein Obama is an actor agent as well. I've always suspected that it is a fake character name he has been given. It does not seem like a real name. It seems like a contrived name. We get this president with this name in the decade after the American public were programmed to hate the names Osama and Hussein through Osama bin Laden and also through the name Saddam Hussein, who were both blamed for the attacks on 9/11, confusing millions of Americans. Also, with regards to Michigan, where he got his medical degree, where he became a neurosurgeon, Michigan has the gematria of 64. In the small way, Michigan equals 46, like Ben Carson. With regards to Yale, Yale and Skull and Bones members are who created the hospital Johns Hopkins, where Ben Carson has worked and where he supposedly created his medical claim to fame, the successful surgery of the Binder twins. I will link this article in the description. This article goes into detail about the members of Yale and Skull and Bones and how they helped establish Johns Hopkins Hospital. Johns Hopkins Hospital is created by Yale Skull and Bones members. And again, Ben Carson went to Yale. He very well may be a member of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones has not made their members list public since the late 60s. Skull and Bones identifies by the number 322. It is the address of their building at Yale. They are a Masonic order. Notice that Masonic and Jewish gematria is 223, the reflection of 322. The Civil Rights Act happened exactly 223 days after JFK was assassinated. Notice also that Masonic equals 74 in simple English gematria. That number is going to come up. The alumni of Skull and Bones are referred to as Bonesmen, which has a gematria of 33. Ben Carson was made the head at Johns Hopkins Hospital at age 33, this incredibly Masonic number. With regards to 33, let us examine his claim to fame, the separation of the Binder twins in 1987. Supposedly, Ben Carson is the first ever surgeon to separate conjoined twins who were joined at the head and brain. What stands out about the names of the twins right away is the word binder. Think about what bind means: to tie or fasten together tightly. to cohere in a single mass, a problematic situation. Here we're talking about baby brothers joined at the head and a surgery that no twins have ever survived. The medical term for conjoined twins is craniopagus twins. Craniopagus twins has gematria of 74 like Masonic, making this a fitting story for a Masonic hoax for a Masonic man with a false background. Notice that binder twins in simple English gematria sums to 137. And just to check the math, I will do it here so you can see that binder twins truly does equal 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. Again, this happened 3 years after he was made the department head at age 33 at this Masonic hospital founded by Skull and Bones members Bonesmen. They said the surgery took 22 hours, the successful surgery of the binder twins. Notice that twins in Pythagorean gematria equals 22, just like the 22 hours it took to perform the surgery. From his biography, in 1984, at age 33, he became the youngest major division director in the hospital's history. He was also co-director of the Johns Hopkins Craniofacial Center. So Johns Hopkins has quite concerning gematria for a hospital, 5968 in the name Johns Hopkins. Remember, 59 is the kill number in Jewish gematria. 59, 44. We see these numbers come together a lot in death. John F. Kennedy was the 44th term president. The name John F. Kennedy equals 59. He was the 44th term president. These are the numbers having to do with kill. These are also the numbers on Johns Hopkins Hospital. The name Dr. Ben Carson also equals 59, like Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins Hospital has gematria of 96, like the word Freemason. Remember, the ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, 31, 32, 33, when added together, sum to 96, like the word Freemason, like the gematria of this hospital. The boys' names were Patrick Binder and Benjamin Binder. Notice that Patrick has gematria of 33. Patrick Binder together sums to 67, like Freemasonry. The name Benjamin Binder is also interesting. When you write out 33, it sums to 66, like Benjamin Binder. Also, Benjamin is Ben Carson's real name. I'll also point out that Johns, as in Johns Hopkins, Johns has gematria of 66. So the names on these babies connect back to the hospital where the surgery supposedly happened. Patrick in simple English sums to 78, the reflection of 87, the year the surgery took place. Benjamin equals 68, like Johns Hopkins. All signs of a coded hoax. This is how the Freemasons operate. Ben Carson's book on this story of separating the Binder twins is called Gifted Hands. Ben Carson says he has incredible hand-eye coordination and three-dimensional reasoning, which has made him the gifted surgeon that allowed him to perform this surgery, becoming the first person in history to do it. Would you believe the gematria of gifted truth seeker? Gifted, a 33 word. What else? You know? Everything about Ben Carson's history is by these Masonic numbers. The publisher for this book is Zondervan. Zondervan has gematria of 47 and 119, identical to Star of David, the number of the Zionists. Ben Carson is very much a Zionist, pro-Israel. There are two publishing dates listed for this book. I do not know which one is correct. One is November 26th, 1996. The other is December 8th, 1996. What is interesting, though, is the year 96. Remember, Freemason equals 96. Johns Hopkins equals 96. He published this book 9 years after the surgery, and the numerology on both dates is quite interesting. Gifted Hands, probably a book not written by Ben Carson. In terms of the University of Michigan alumni, I was looking through their list. There are a lot of suspicious characters that went to their school. Here's one that should stand out to everybody. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's medical correspondent, someone who is a complete fraud and reports on Western medical deception early and often. I noticed that Sanjay Gupta got his degree in 93, which is identical to the gematria of the word propaganda. And Sanjay Gupta, no doubt, is a propaganda agent for CNN, which is a propagandist news network. With regards to this number 93, I want to bring it back to Ben Carson, the man we're focusing on. He's told this story numerous times now about how when he was in high school, he went to stab a student in the stomach who was picking on him. But he says his lucky break was the knife caught the belt buckle of the man he went to stab, causing the knife to break. He makes the point that had he stabbed him, he might have gone to prison. He says the man he stabbed is named Bob, a very vague name. Bob is short for Robert, and Robert is a name with 33 gematria. Also, with regards to stabbing a belt buckle has gematria of 93 like propaganda. One of these numbers used often in deceiving we the people. Headlines from this morning: Ben Carson, report is a bunch of lies. Again, I think the truth about Ben Carson is his entire history really is a bunch of lies that have been legitimized by the mainstream media. And again, the reason I do this work is not so much to out Ben Carson, but again to show people what is going on in this world, how contrived characters go before our eyes, often on the television, and completely lie and deceive us. And making matters worse, they have the audacity to say other people who are liars, oftentimes people who are telling the truth. This is CNN's headline from yesterday, A Tale of Two Carsons. I showed this in the video, how the people supposedly from his upbringing were not familiar with any of the stories he was now telling on the campaign trail. Also, let's close by watching this video footage of Ben Carson. Listen carefully to the things he says. This is another New World Order Masonic Zionist agent. In one of my earliest videos when I was setting up this channel, I explained that the New World Order is really an old world order. It's an order that was established long before this nation existed, and the people who make it operate are the Freemasons, the Zionists. Here we go. This date, Truth Seeker, July 12th, 2014, 7 plus 12 is 19, plus 14 is 33. He is making these remarks about the New World Order on a date with 33 numerology.
Actually trying to make your country a better place.
Absolutely.
And you've been very brave in doing that. Tell me about the United States today and the whole political landscape.
Well, recognize that, this is a country that was established for, of, and by the people. It was never supposed to become for, of, and by.
He says this as a black man who should know well that in the beginning of the country, black people did not have any rights. So right away, there he is, regurgitating this false, empty rhetoric that completely distorts the truth. Shame on him.
By the government. And
sorry, truth seekers. I had to pause it there. My videos are capped at 15 minutes, so I'm going to link that video for you to watch in the description. But please help spread this knowledge. Please share. Please subscribe. The truth has to get out there. These skills I am teaching have the power to change the world and reveal truth like nothing else before has. Until next time.